Hey, Gopher fans, it's Mike Grimm, and we're coming to you virtually today as part of our State Fair interviews. In normal years, under normal circumstances, the team and athletes would be making regular appearances at the State Fair on our University of Minnesota stage and entertaining folks and engaging with people. But with the fair not happening, we're going to bring it to you virtually, and it's my pleasure to welcome to this on-stage appearance the head coach of the Golden Gophers, P.J. Fleck, and two of his very fine players, quarterback Tanner Morgan and running back Mohamed Ibrahim. First of all, Coach, good to see you. I wish it could be under different circumstances, that we'd be in the middle of fall camp and we'd be talking football and we'd be on the stage at the fair enjoying those deep-fried olives you love. But here we are instead. You're in your office. You've got guys coming from their dorms and from the football offices, and I'm stuck in my basement.
Way different than being at the State Fair, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we got our State Fair shirt on from last year, and, you know, we just are missing some Sweet Martha's cookies right now. If we had those, it would make it a little bit better. I mean, it's not perfect, but at least it'd make it a little bit better, and throw in some of those fried olives and we'd be okay. But we're going to have to make do with what we have. We're really excited to be with you.
Yeah, and you mentioned the olives, so let's talk. As long as we're doing the State Fair, let's do the State Fair. The people who run that olive, and I had never tried them until you mentioned them 3 years ago when we were out there, and that's my first stop now, because you come in that gate and it's right by the grandstand. The people who run that fair make sure that you're stocked up on those when you guys come out and make your visit, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. You know, take care of the people who take care of you. And I'm so thankful they always take care of us and give us some fried olives. It's unique. I mean, I love olives, right? I mean, I just love olives. And then when you get a chance to be able to deep fry those and have all different types of flavors, it's very unique. That's for sure. So it's an acquired taste, though. It's not for everybody. And I get it. You're either one of those people that love olives or don't. But, you know, as I'm staring out my window looking towards the State Fair, we do miss the smells that are going on right now.
Yeah, there is something cool about it, and it seems like there are some people who just don't like the fair, the crowds, the you know, the hustle and bustle, and then there are others. I personally enjoy it. I mean, I'm not even from Minnesota, but I started going to that fair when I was 10 years old back in the day, because my dad sold farm products and had a booth on Machinery Hill. So I'm, you know, a young guy driving up from my home state, and we'd spend Labor Day weekend at the fair. So I've loved it for a long time, but there's something special when you can bring a football team out and interact with fans, and the band marches down, you know, one of those streets in front of all those booths and plays the rouser. And when you were first on the job and they said, hey, bring the whole team to the State Fair, I'm wondering what your initial reaction was like, not knowing probably for sure what it meant when you talk about a State Fair here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I didn't really know much about it. I grew up going to the Kane County Fair in Illinois and the Illinois State Fair and things like that. You know, the Sugar Grove Corn Boil was a fair that, you know, I had to chuck corn and do all that stuff for free because my dad was kind of on the board for it when I was growing up, and everybody else getting paid. And I'm like, Dad, why don't I get paid? Because he said, this is going to teach you a lifelong lesson. So I had a lot of those answers growing up. So when people said, you know, bring your team to the State Fair, I was like, how good can the State Fair be? I mean, it's a fair, right? I mean, and then we heard from everybody how good it was. And then we actually went for the first year. And once you go to the Minnesota State Fair, it changes your life. It's something you put on your calendar every year. We take our own children to it. Our players look forward to it so much. It's one of the training camp traditions now that we have. It brings our whole state together. Everybody's excited for football season. Our players get a chance to interact with all of our fans in a very informal setting away from football. They get to see them without their helmets. And you get to experience the best part about what Minnesota has to offer, from the food to the agriculture to the animals to what makes Minnesota elite. So I think it's really, really positive to be able to get our student athletes out there and really kind of get around what makes Minnesota really special, and that's our people.
Yeah, we're sure missing it this year, that's for sure. And two of the two guys we have here with us on the virtual stage here for the State Fair are guys who are also not from Minnesota, who you recruited to be here to be part of the football program, who are now also part of the State Fair. So, Tanner, let me start with you, and I'll ask you the same question I just asked your head coach about when the coaching staff came up and said, hey, we're all getting on the bus and going out to the State Fair. As a guy growing up in the Cincinnati area and the south part of that in Kentucky, what did you think when you heard Minnesota State Fair? And then how did that perception potentially change once you actually have now attended a few?
Well, I mean, I think personally I was kind of like Coach. A state fair, you think of it as just, a normal, regular state fair. But once kind of the coaching staff and the guys who are from Minnesota started talking about how big of a thing it was here in the state of Minnesota, I think everybody was really excited to go. And I think now, obviously this year was a little different, but every year we have training camp and Coach takes us there. It's always an elite opportunity for us to get out, experience an elite event that happens in the state of Minnesota. And it's really fun. I know all the guys enjoy going, and we all love getting the Sweet Marthas, the turkey leg, or playing some games and just being out and interacting with each other and with the people of Minnesota as well.
Now, when you come or went to the fair, did you take part in the Midway Games, try to win some stuffed animals, or go on the bungee jump or the slide or anything like that?
Yeah, we were playing some games. There was a lot of money lost. We'll say that. A lot of guys think they can hoop, but don't realize that shooting a basketball at the state fair is a lot different than playing real live basketball. And the ring toss games, I saw a lot of guys carry around big teddy bears and things like that. But I'll say this: there was a lot of that $25 per diem was lost on games. That's for sure.
That's pretty good. Mo Ibrahim, running back for the Gophers from the state of Maryland, where apparently I've heard before that state's famous for crab cakes and football. Minnesota, of course, famous for the state fair. What was your impression the first time you walked down Dan Patch Boulevard, which is one of the main drags at the state fair?
So at first I didn't know what to expect, but then I got around Boye and Blaze, and they're used to the whole everything. So they took me to their favorite spots. They even showed me around to the animals and got me around the pigs, the horses, and stuff like that. So that was kind of unique. I've never been around a pig, because I'm Muslim. So getting around there, it was just kind of awesome, just seeing the whole atmosphere and seeing eating the good food, playing basketball. I lost all my money on the basketball, trying to get that teddy bear from my room.
Well, the problem with those basketball games is the hoop is smaller than the ball itself, right? It's hard to.
Yeah, they're shaped like that,
Exactly. It's not easy to win. Well, and you mentioned the animals, and I don't know if you guys have had the chance, but they have the birthing center. And I don't know if you've lived until you've seen, a lamb give birth to a little lamb, right? And you can see that there. I have not been able to do that yet, but there's a lot of interesting things you see at the fair, that's for sure. Mo, what was your favorite food that your Minnesota pals took you to so far here in your times at the fair?
So the Martha cookies are the best cookies. So you get that out the way. The most interesting food I had was the fried alligator. DJ Gordon made me go get one of those. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. The cookies are amazing. And the funnel cakes too.
Yeah, funnel cakes are always good as well. I remember a video from last year that the great people at Gopher Digital came up with. I think it was Winston Delatabadir who was, I think he was going around with the corn on the cob, and then asking people to pronounce player names and do some different things. And so, Coach, how important is that interaction where your guys, and again, it's so different not even think about how that was, where you just freely walk up to somebody, shake their hand, interact, there's no mask, there's no social distancing, and how a year can change things, because it even sounds uncomfortable talking about how important that part of it was. But that interaction where, as you mentioned, no guys, the helmets are off, the jerseys are on, who number 45 is. That's Carter Coughlin. Oh, that's the star defensive end, and I'm going to get my son to get a picture with him, or what have you. That is lost, of course, this year. Hopefully we get to a point where we can get back to that. But how important is that interaction every year for one, not just the fans, but for your team to feel that appreciation?
Well, I think it's absolutely critical, right? I mean, I think that, that's what makes us all human beings is the social interaction that we have, the experiences we have with one another, and the learning we have about one another. And, I think that it's not for just people who are fans of the Twin City, or the people are fans of the Gophers from the Twin City area. We're talking about people from 5-6 hours north, people on the west side, north, the boundary waters, to the east side, to Duluth, to down south, to Owatonna. I mean, bringing all of our fans in and who might not get a chance to possibly see, you know, Tanner Morgan downtown, or see Tanner Morgan or Mohamed Ibrahim at Tony's, or, you know, that maybe some of our fans see and know them by face, but it's for the majority of our fans that come in just for the State Fair and maybe come to the Twin Cities and around the University of Minnesota one time for the State Fair and the other time to watch these young men play, and to be able to interact with our student athletes and get to know them as people. There's so much more than just a running back or just a quarterback. And when you get to experience our people and our young men and get to experience them firsthand in person, you're going to find out what kind of elite people they really are and what from backgrounds they come from, and learn a lot about them. And I think this whole word of this last whole year in empathy, being empathetic towards other people, I think it's critical as we continue to move forward. And it holds true in mankind and human nature to this day.
I got a kick too. This is one of my favorite State Fair stories that I don't think has probably been told publicly, but coaches' schedules are busy. We know that. So I think it was 2 years ago, your second year, we were trying to determine, hey, it'd be cool to have PJ come out to the KFAN booth and have his first weekly show there instead of the normal spot at Sensors. And the people who set your schedule and those are like, well, we'll check with him, but, you know, don't count on it. And I'm like, that's fine. Let's check with him, though. And the second we were like, hey, would you rather? And you love Joe Sensors. I know that, Sensors Restaurant. But the second you were like, State Fair, we can do a show there. I'm coming to the State Fair, man. Yeah, we'll do it out there. And that was always game week leading up to that opening Thursday. And I think you'd come out on a Monday and we'd have the show. So at that point, I knew that the State Fair, you were sold on the State Fair.
Oh, completely sold on it. And it's all about the people, right? Anything that is worth a darn in our life has to do with people, not just things, not materialistic things, not just places, but the people that make the places what they are. And what makes the State Fair so amazing is the people that run it, the people that organize it, the vendors that are there selling their products for really all Minnesota things. And I think that's what really makes it really special.
Let me go off subject from the State Fair for a moment. I want to ask Mo about his spring and summer, because you had some unique times through this pandemic. Tell everybody kind of your trek, almost literally, right, at the time around the world here.
Yeah, so during the whole start of the pandemic, I was actually in Denmark when it like really hit, and then I thought I was stuck there for about a week.
So say again where you were, because it broke up just a second there on the Zoom.
I was in Denmark.
Denmark, got you.
Yeah, the country in Denmark. So I was out there for a study abroad program, and it was like in the middle of the pandemic. Everything got shut down. Every event that we had on the schedule got shut down, like literally 2 hours before we got there. But it was a fun experience, though, just being out in the country. I couldn't really get the full experience because everything was shut down and everybody was staying in the house. But I was stuck there. And then when I got back, spring ball got canceled. Well, spring ball got pushed back, and then it got canceled completely. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I was here, there, and then I went back home, and I came back up here, and yeah.
I know you guys are able, or have been, I think it's over now in terms of, you got some workouts in, you're still allowed to do some weight training. Tanner, how are you handling this? Obviously, everybody wants to play if it was a way to do it, but how are you handling it from a mental standpoint and from, trying to lead this team as the quarterback through, this time of adversity?
Yeah, I think obviously our team's really come together, and the coaching staff's done a great job of leading us through that and being able to have an elite response of finding ways to get better each and every day. We may not be playing this fall, but we have an elite opportunity to get a lot better today, tomorrow, each and every day. And they've done a great job of creating opportunities for us in a safe way, in a safe environment, to get a lot better and to improve upon our game. And we're just having a lot of fun being around each other in a safe environment, and just, doing things that can help us get better and prepare to get better at football and be ready for whenever we play football coming up.
Coach, we'll close on this thought in terms of, I know you met with reporters recently and talked about you want to keep a positive vibe, you want to be upbeat, and the team, I think your quote, and I may be paraphrasing a little, but your quote was, the team that works harder and works longer whenever the season starts again will be the team that will be better. Can you kind of take us through your philosophy and your message to your team?
Yeah, the hard part about this is, there's so many unknowns, right? And when you listen to why the Big Ten canceled the season, it's the unknown. It's the putting the players, lives at risk and their health at risk. And there's no right answers right now. And because there's so many things out there that we still don't even know. But all we can do as a football program, and all I can do as a head football coach, right, is to respond to what we are dealt with. And our thing to our football team is just that. Whoever does this time better for longer is going to have a chance to be ahead of the game. Doesn't guarantee you anything. Doesn't promise you anything. But as we tell our team all the time, it gives you a better chance. And all we want to do is continue to stack chance on top of chance and top of chance. And that gives us the best chance in the season to have a really successful year. So we can sit here and complain. We can sit here and say we're going to complain that we're not playing football and let that drain us and take our energy, or it is what it is at this point. We've got to respond to it. And that's what we're going to continue to do. And I'm proud of our players for responding to it day in, day out, focusing on the right now, because that's the only thing that matters. And that's a choice we make. That's a choice people don't make or do make. And that's up to us. I'm really proud of our players, of what they've been able to do, how they've kept each other safe, how they followed all the guidelines and protocols laid out in front of them, and how they responded to the decision, because, it's not an easy decision. And I said earlier that, every single one of our players, and I've interviewed now 90% of them, they all want to play. They all wanted to play. Every coach wants to coach and wanted to coach. But at the end of the day, when you sit and talk to them individually, they have a voice, and their voice is they respect the decision and they understand the decision. Whether they like the decision or don't, they respect it, and they know that that's the information we have, and now we have to respond to it. And there's no use crying over spilled milk at this point. We've got to be able to move on, get our sights set on whether winter, spring, or whatever that's going to look like, or 2021, and just take one day at a time, keep our oar in the water, and just keep rowing the boat. Period. And there couldn't be a better saying or slogan for this time than just row the boat. And it's coming into play every single day. And their life mantra and their program mantra is leading us through this.
Yeah, uncharted waters with this boat right now for sure. And as you say, stronger on the other side, the harder and the longer you work. Well, guys, I wish we were able to be at the fair, watching the band, eating corn on the cob and deep fried olives and Sweet Martha's cookies, and get to the dairy exhibit and drink some milk just to stay healthy at some point while you're out there. But the virtual thing is what we're left with, and it was good to see all your faces. And I know Gopher fans appreciate your time. Guys, good luck the rest of the way. Enjoy the continued success here in the fall, and let's hope we see everybody around the football stadium soon.
So temporary. This is all temporary. Got it? We'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks, guys. So long. That's the State Fair interview.